The views and opinions expressed here on Wrestling Winedown are those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any other agency, organization, employer, or company. What's up, guys? It's Lo, and you are tuned in to Wrestling Winedown, a female-founded and hosted podcast dedicated to professional wrestling and our favorite adult beverage. We are back with another episode in our series entitled The Life of a Wrestling Fan, where we chat with individuals who have awesome careers who also happen to be professional wrestling fans. I am joined by Annarose Kern, who is the founder of Sunnies For Sinners. If you are on Instagram, if you're on TikTok, you more than likely have seen Annarose's amazing sunglasses that are perfect for the alternative girlies out there. Annarose is spilling the wine on her love of professional wrestling and what keeps her tuning in each and every week. We are also talking about Annarose's journey into entrepreneurship. She has had multiple businesses in her life, but Sunnies For Sinners actually started this year and the growth has been phenomenal. Annarose is sharing with us her creative process of making the Sunnies, where she draws inspiration from, and the exciting moment when Miss Rhea Ripley wore her sunglasses for the first time and how that experience came about. We're also talking Black Friday. Annarose is dropping her biggest collection yet, and you won't want to miss out. If you are listening to this in November of 2025, I just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays to all the baddies out there. It has been such an amazing year with Wrestling Winedown, and we are so excited to see what 2026 brings. We still have some episodes left in 2025 though, so stay tuned. So grab your favorite glass of bubbly. We're going in for the 3 count. We are back with another episode of Wrestling Winedown. This is a part of our series, The Life of a Wrestling Fan, where we talk to individuals with amazing careers who also happen to be professional wrestling fans. I am joined today by Annarose Kern. If you are on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, if you are just a fashionable girly, you have probably seen her sunglasses on the likes of WWE superstar Rhea Ripley, which is insane. And we are going to get into that. Annarose, welcome to Wrestling Winedown. How are you?
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Let's get right into it. When did you start watching wrestling?
Oh, it's actually kind of a funny story. Probably, I want to say, well, I loved back in the day Total Divas. I loved that show because I just thought I loved the ladies. So I watched that show a little bit. And then I want to say it was like 12 years ago, one of my best friends was dating a pro wrestler. Now, I've been sworn to secrecy because now she is happily married and this story is in the vault. So I can't tell you who it was, but she was dating a pro wrestler and he invited us to a Raw event that was happening in LA where we lived, gave us tickets, and it was my first time at a live WWE event, and I just immediately fell in love with it. I was like, this is drama and theater, and you know, it's like ancient Greeks fighting each other with these crazy costumes. And the minute I was there, I was like, I love this so much. And I've kind of been following along ever since.
You're like, I am sold. Okay, so you started watching Total Divas.
Yes.
So should they bring it back?
Absolutely bring it back. I've been actually rewatching it. It's all on Peacock, all like 9 seasons of it. And it's definitely very antiquated when you're looking at it through a 2025 lens. But sure. I would love for them to bring it back because I love any peek behind the curtain of WWE specifically. I loved the Netflix reality show, that the reality documentary
Unreal,
that they had.
Yeah.
Unreal was amazing. I would watch 10 seasons of that. I love LFG. So I love like any peek behind the curtain of the world of wrestling because even though most of my career has been in entertainment, it's a totally different world. It's its very own isolated world. Who would I want on my cast? I want to see, obviously, my girl Rhea, of course. I would want to see Charlotte Flair. I want to see Alexa Bliss. I want to see everyone, all the ladies.
You're like, put them all on there.
Yeah, they just don't get enough love. And I love to see the behind the scenes. And Natalya, of course, is the anchor of Total Divas past. And she is such a workhorse and deserves her flowers. So I would bring her back for sure. Would love to see an update on the Bella Twins. It's a great show.
I'm doing an episode coming up with someone else who we are going to do a Total Divas draft. So this is very helpful. It's very helpful information that you're providing.
I will be tuning in for that. That's awesome.
Other than WWE, do you keep up with any other wrestling promotion, AEW, the independents, anything like that?
Not a lot. I'm really a WWE girly. A little bit AEW I'll watch when it kind of comes into my orbit, but it's hard enough to keep up with one company and everything they've got going on. So really WWE is my main. I follow a little bit of NXT, which is obviously under their umbrella as well. I like it when guys I've known from WWE go out into AEW and it pulls me into their loop. So guys like Edge, guys like Daniel Bryan, it pulls me out there. But for the most part, I'm a pretty hardcore WWE girl.
We're winding down 2025, and obviously you're a fashion girly. We're looking back at the year. Who, in your opinion, do you think has had the best ring gear this year, both male and female, and why?
Oh man, such a good question. For the men, I love what Seth Rollins is doing, always. He's so heavily influenced by the 80s kind of glam wrestlers with his like over-the-top costumes. He's always wearing something insane. I really like the influence that he's had on his wife with that, Becky, bringing her into it, because she was in kind of a little bit of a plain Jane phase for a minute. With her gear, it was like looking very basic. And then when they started doing this storyline with AJ Lee and CM Punk, I really saw her raising the bar on her fashion. So I always love what Seth Rollins is wearing. I always love Cody Rhodes. He knows his character. He's so over the top. Even though his is like pretty, he doesn't change it up a lot. I still really, really love how well he knows his character.
It's so the custom suits.
Yes,
it really is.
Suits. It's that jacket, that one jacket. I don't care how many times
exactly which one you're talking about.
I love it every time. For the ladies, anyone wearing Wicked Lester. She is amazing. She is a designer out of England and she does almost all of Rhea's gear. She does for Charlotte Flair. She does Alexa Bliss. She does Jade Cargill. Oh my God. So anyone wearing Wicked Lester. And then I have to give a shout out to Bianca Belair. She makes all of her gear herself. And that is no small task. Wrestling gear is a very specific construction. And for her to make every single look that she does herself is so impressive to me. And seeing that on Unreal, how she puts everything together was really, really impressive. So I also always look forward to seeing her looks.
Let's talk about your entrepreneur journey. How did you get into entrepreneurship?
I have been a serial entrepreneur since I was a kid, from lemonade stands to selling jewelry to selling headbands. When I was in college, I made flower crowns and I sold them. I've always been, you remember, I had a big flower crown business back in the day. And I've always had different businesses. I am, the woman of 1,000 careers. My husband is also a serial entrepreneur. He owns a business as well. I've never been afraid to start a business. I've had many businesses that have failed, and several that have been really successful. So it's kind of just in my bones. I don't really know where it comes from because I don't come from a family of entrepreneurs, but I'm just a little bit of a risk taker in that way, I think.
What prompted you to continue that into adulthood?
I love doing something creative, and then selling it is just like, it's kind of the adult version of like getting a trophy for doing something well, when you can sell something and people are like, oh yeah, I like it, I want to buy it. And so it's really satisfying to make a product that people actually want to purchase and wear. So yeah, I think it always was not quite a hobby of like making things and selling them, but something that I did to be like a creative outlet, and being able to do it as a business is just like such a joy.
Your current venture is entitled Sunnies For Sinners. Tell me about what inspired you to focus specifically on sunglasses.
I am a little bit of a for sunglasses. I'm a for sunglasses. I don't know if you can see in my office, a rack of just different pairs of sunglasses that I would wear. I've always loved accessories and fashion, and sunglasses are just such a fun way to accessorize. So I had this rack that has so many pairs of sunglasses on it, all different shapes and sizes and colors. And I had seen something online where they were kind of bedazzled or bejeweled, and I wanted to try to do it just with a pair that I had. So I was using a tool that I had and making them myself. And then I put it on Instagram being like, who likes these? Do you like these? just on my personal Instagram. I didn't even have a business page at the time. And I got so many DMs from people being like, those are so cool. You should make me some. And then I did. And I just used ones that I had when I first started, like ones that I'd been kind of collecting over the, you walk past a stand and you see a cute pair of Sunnies for $10 and you grab them, and was just giving them away to friends to see. And it kind of snowballed from there.
What inspired the name Sunnies For Sinners? Who's sinning over there, girl?
Sunnies For Sinners. Actually, my husband came up with the name. We're going back and forth of what I should call it. And, our last name is Rose, and I wanted to call it like Rose and Thorn or something like that. Nothing was really rolling off the tongue. And so we were workshopping it back and forth, and he came up with Sunnies For Sinners. He's from England. So Sunnies is like a very common way of referring to sunglasses there. And it just rolled off of his tongue. And I was like, that's it. That's the one. That's the one. I wanted to make sure that in the name brand, you understood that this is a brand for rebels and misfits and people who are not afraid to stand out in a crowd.
Your signature pieces are pierced sunglasses. How did this idea come to life?
I have always loved a DIY and making something customized to you so that it's a little bit different than what everybody else has. I've always, since I was in college, been cutting up my own shirts and making them customized and, stacking jewelry and making things mine so that they were a little bit different than anybody else had. So I had seen sunglasses with jewels and different things on them that were making them look different. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. What do I have in my craft closet that I could use to make these different? And I had the right tools to pierce them. And I used jewelry that was mine that I had that came out of my ears just to see what would happen. There was a lot of experimentation that happened to get the first prototype made. And then the first few pairs that I made were falling apart. They were a disaster. I was using a certain type of glue that was reacting with the plastic. It took me a while to actually get to the prototype that you see now. That's actually like the high quality one. But it was, a lot of experimentation and finding what worked for us.
Tell me about that first drop that you had. Do you remember it? How many sunglasses were there? And looking back now, seeing that you're putting out drops with like 70 sunglasses, how does that make you feel?
Oh my God. The first drop was 12.
Oh my.
The first drop was 12 pairs. Yeah. And I did it because, like I said, I had put them on Instagram and said, does anybody want a pair of these? Just to my friends. And I was like, I'm going to throw them up on this website. I paid $30 for a Shopify account. And I was like, let's just see what happens. And I put them up there. And the first drop sold out in like 5 minutes, which was crazy because it was just my friends buying them. And I was so excited. I think there's still a video on my account where you can see me reacting to those 12 selling out. And I just couldn't believe that it sold out that fast, that people really wanted them. I didn't have shipping materials. I didn't have cases. I just like put them up there. I didn't even think it all the way through. I didn't even have anything to ship them out in. I didn't even have a label printer. Like I was just winging it. And 12 sold out in like 5 minutes. And I just couldn't believe it. I was so excited. And now I've kind of worked my way up. Then I did 18 in the next one. Then I did 22. Then I was regularly doing 36. And now I'm about to do my Black Friday drop, which will be my biggest ever, which is going to be 72 pairs in one drop.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm so excited.
And how long has Sunnies For Sinners been around? How has this growth progressed over time?
We've officially been around since April of 2025. So we are not even a year old. We are a teeny tiny baby brand. Yeah. Yeah.
What has the reception been like? You mentioned that when you first started, obviously you were selling just to your friends and you had great reception, but now your brand has taken over. You're all over the place on social media. How has that reception been?
Oh, it's been so amazing. I think the coolest thing about it is that it doesn't feel as much like a brand as it does like almost like a community of weirdos and people who, hot alt girls with tattoos and all these different types of people, wrestling fans, and coming together being like, we love to stand out in a crowd. I think that's the biggest thing about Sunnies For Sinners is it's for people who are not afraid to be bold. And we can kind of all find common ground by loving this aesthetic and this look. And it's been so cool to see. And especially you can really see the way algorithms work. It's showing the algorithms of Instagram and TikTok are showing my brand to the right people and they are coming to me, which is incredible. And I'm feel like I'm a magnet for the right people to find me. And it's been so cool to meet and connect with so many different people. And I was saying this to my husband the other day, all of the scary looking girls with tattoos and black hair who on the inside are the sweetest people. It's just been so fun to connect with these people that I maybe never would have met or talked to, but have so much in common with.
The joys of the internet. There's some
Yes.
things that are wrong with the internet, but there are some joys, and I feel like this is one of them.
Absolutely.
Take me through your creative process. You have the Sunnies. How do you go from just a basic pair of Sunnies that you might see at the mall or you get from online to taking it to an elevated piece that has piercings in it, multiple piercings, etc.? Walk me through that process.
Yeah, so I do all of my sourcing online. I always look for a variety of shape, size, and color. So I'll have a variety of different frame styles and colors in each case that I do. And I do them in the display cases. So I'll have 18 laid out in a case, and I will look and make sure that I have a variety in each case. So there's always some bigger styles, smaller styles, aviators, cat eyes. I want a little bit of something for everyone so that I'm always providing a style. I know how personal glasses are, and everybody likes something different. So when I first started, I only had one style. And now I have, I think, 6 featured styles that I do, and they'll have different piercings on each one. So the process is I sit at my little desk over here, I take the Sunnies out, and then I look at them and I look at what the jewelry that I have. I have a huge stock of jewelry, and I'll say, you know what, I'm feeling a symmetrical design on these guys. I'm going to pick this one, this thicker one, these ones that have a little bit of bling. And I kind of lay it out. And then I do the whole process of, getting them into the frame, securing them with our process that we use. That is my top secret way that I get them stuck in there. In the first few drops, I didn't know how to secure the jewelry into the glasses. So people would buy the jewelry and I would send them little bags of extra jewelry so that it wouldn't come out. And it took me 10 drops experimenting with different processes to figure out how to make that jewelry stay in the frame. And now I think I've perfected it. But it took a lot of trial and error of figuring out what size hoops fit in what size frame and which balances well in the frame. And I can tell by what sells most, which frames and styles and jewelry designs sell the most of what's the most popular. And that allows me to lean more heavily into what people want.
I think it's very interesting that you mentioned it took you 10 drops. And I think some people might see it as, oh my God, it took you 10 drops, but it shows your testament to your brand, that you are willing to work hard in order to make sure that the job gets done and that your customers are happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hated sending out something that I knew wasn't perfect, but I would rather get it out and then perfect it. Because if I spent all that time, all those 10 drops perfecting it and not getting it out to people, I would never have gotten feedback from customers on what they want. I never would have seen it out in the world. Sometimes done is better than perfect. And now that allowed me to, anyone who lost jewelry, I've been able to send them more, and clients still come back to me and repurchase. Even the ones who bought in early drops, knowing that the product wasn't perfect, are coming back to me now, ready to buy the one that's finally been perfected. So people really stuck with me on that one and were really kind, as they knew that I was a brand new business and still learning. And this is for any entrepreneur. I think done is better than perfect.
What goes into planning your drops in terms of timing, your quantities, and even your launch strategy?
So a lot of it has to do with the calendar of what's going on that month. I try to do them every 2 weeks because I really want to make sure that they're accessible. But I also, the scarcity and the excitement of the drop is part of the fun. Trying to get online and get in is part of the fun, I think, for people who are collectors, especially of my glasses. So I try to do them every 2 weeks. Sometimes it doesn't happen exactly every 2 weeks, but it depends a lot on what the in-person events that I have are happening. So for example, in November, I just had last weekend Terror Market, which is a huge horror themed market here in LA. And I ended up selling a massive number. I did 3 trays of Sunnies, which is amazing. But that affects my next launch my next drop, because now I have to do a slightly smaller drop because I'm the only one who makes them. Every single pair is made by me. There's nobody else making them. Sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to do restocks because each pair, takes about 15, 20 minutes to make, and a case has 18 in them. So that will take me hours to make one case. And then in a drop, it takes me minutes to sell them, which is amazing, but it does happen really fast. So my drop dates and timing and everything depends on what's happening in that month. If I have less in-person events, then I can do more drops. But like I have another in-person event on the 22nd of November in Burbank. So I have to kind of take that into consideration to plan for the Black Friday drop, which is going to have 72 pairs. It's going to be the biggest drop I've ever done. I'm actually so nervous because we've had some Shopify glitches happening in the last few drops. So 72 is huge. I've never done anything that big. I'm very excited.
You know what? You're probably going to blink and they're going to be gone. I'm manifesting that for you.
I mean, I hope so. It's going to be amazing. I've gotten like an incredible amount of eyes on the product recently. So I hope it's going to be a good one.
How do you balance your creativity with running a business?
I am a creative at my core. My husband is a businessman, so he helps me with a ton of that stuff. He is a lifelong entrepreneur his whole life and runs a very, very successful business here. So he really keeps me on track and very disciplined to things that are going to be good for the business. I'm really good at the creative part, and I'm really good at being disciplined on the making of the Sunnies. It is my joy. I love doing it. I never get sick of it. Even yesterday, I was like, my fingertips are aching from doing it, but I love it. But he definitely is my anchor when it comes to the business side of things. He's so math-minded, numbers-minded, and I'm not. I'm like thinking about how it's going to look. Mm-hmm. So he's the anchor for that, even though he's technically not an official employee of Sunnies For Sinners, but he is my biggest supporter and he helps me so much. He's amazing.
Let's talk about your spotlight in the wrestling world. So this is how I found you. You had an incredible moment recently with Rhea Ripley wearing your sunglasses. How did this opportunity come about?
It's a crazy story. I have been a fan of Rhea's for a very long time. I've been following her for most of her run in WWE because when she first came on the scene, we had the same haircut. And so my husband was joking. We both had that really short kind of pixie cut. My hair's always been red, but it was very similar. And he was always joking like, look at this girl. Like, she's so hot. And I was like, oh, she's awesome. Like, I love her look and her energy and her vibe. And so I've kind of always followed her career. And when I started the brand and I was thinking in my head, who am I making these for? Who's my ideal customer? Who is my inspiration? She was actually one of the people that I had on my like vision board in my mind of like, I'm making these for her specifically. And so I had put, when I just started the brand, this was back in June, and I don't even think I had a Sunnies For Sinners Instagram. Maybe I did, but I put this on my personal account. I put out there, hey, if anybody knows Rhea Ripley, I don't have any connections to the WWE, even though I worked in entertainment for most of my life. If anybody knows her or anyone at the WWE, but her specifically, maybe you can hook me up. You know, I live in LA. I have a lot of people who are connected in entertainment. And I was just talking to my friends. And nobody replied to it, whatever. I was just throwing it out there to the universe, kind of manifesting in public a little bit. And then cut to August, and all of a sudden I'm sitting at home, I'm making Sunnies, and I look at my Instagram and she followed me. Out of nowhere. And there's a video. Actually,
manifestation.
There's a video on my TikTok of me reacting to that because I was like, I have to film this because nobody's home. Nobody was home. My husband wasn't home. Nobody was around. And I was like, I have to like document this. This is so crazy because I asked. And then I was like, how did she find me? Maybe somebody sent it to her that I know, or maybe I have a connection. So I was like, okay, I'm sweating. I'm shaking. I'm freaking out. I'm going to send her a DM because you got to shoot your shot, right? Closed mouths don't get fed. So you got to shoot your shot. You got to ask for it. So I sent her a DM. I said, hey, Rhea, I'm a big fan. Like, love everything that you do. I would love to send you some Sunnies. And I didn't hear back from her immediately. And then I noticed that she turned on drop reminders, like turned on the reminders on Instagram to purchase in the drop. And I was like, girl, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Like, I will send them to you. I will make you whatever you want. Like, you've been in my head when I've been thinking about this product for so long. And she wrote me back, and she is the sweetest person. She is so kind. She was like, I insist, I want to pay for these. Like, absolutely, please let me. And I was like, no, ma'am, your money's no good here. Like, let me send these to you. Like, honestly, please. She could not be nicer. And she sent me her address, and I shipped some to her, like quick ship the next day. I had a few in mind that I thought she'd like, and sent them to her, and she posted them. She's so kind and really generous with her time and her energy for small businesses. I've had a few other small businesses that I've connected with she's also used. So Saints of the Undead, Wicked Lester, a few other companies. And they're like, this is just classic Rhea. Like, she is a champion for small business. And
That's
I think
wonderful.
the true definition of a champion is when you get to the top, you reach down and you help others up. And that's just what she does. She couldn't be nicer.
What was your reaction when you saw her wearing them? I believe it
Oh
was at
my
one of the
God.
press conferences.
The first time she wore them walking in there. I had like basically paparazzi footage of her wearing them walking into an event. And then she wore them in Australia at the Perth show, walking in with Io Sky, and she had them on TV. Oh my God. My husband filmed me watching it because I'm just losing my mind. I don't know how many times I had said to him while we were watching Raw or SmackDown or any of the PLEs, like, just my dream is that one day any wrestler would be wearing my Sunnies on their entrance, on their walk-in during that footage, that behind the scenes footage that we see every week of them entering whatever arena it is. They're always wearing sunglasses. And I know it's because they have no makeup on, and I would do the same thing. And they're always wearing them. And so I had said to my husband at least 50 times, I just want to see anyone wearing my Sunnies. That would be so cool. Not to mention the Rhea Ripley. Oh man, I was a puddle. I was on the ground. I was losing my mind. It was the coolest thing ever. And for her to be doing that, I think it was even on her birthday. It was just like the biggest honor ever.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Knowing that word of mouth, the hard work that you've put in, other people higher up, people that you've had on your vision board to wear your stuff are actually wearing it. Like, it's something that you can't even explain. Like, you can have so much gratitude and be so excited about it, but it's like you can't even put it into words.
Yeah, it was truly like almost like an out-of-body experience.
Yeah. So I know you recently shipped more to her. Were these custom pairs, or was this something that you had from like another drop? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'd actually been holding on to the frames. The ones that I just shipped her, it was a set of 3. They were all custom made for her. So 2 of them I had been holding on to, waiting to get her a few more. I was actually going to bring them to her at Raw in Anaheim, but she ended up breaking her nose in Japan. So she wasn't at that Raw in Anaheim. So I said, I'll just ship them over to you, no worries. 2 of them were customs for her that I had those frames in mind. And then one of them was inspired by her in-ring gear. So it's a pair with purple lenses, sort of a cat eye shape, and silver hardware. She's a gold girl. All of her jewelry is gold. Her facial piercings, she has gold. And she's been wearing a lot more gold. So black and gold is kind of the standard. But a lot of her in-ring gear, the things that are made by Wicked Lester, have silver hardware. So I wanted her to have an option that would suit that in case she decides she wants to wear it in-ring or in a look with her ring gear. I wanted her to have an option in that purple and black color scheme that she is so known for. So
Very
they're
smart.
all, every single pair is custom for her. You can buy in the drops similar styles to the one. So the frames that she wears are the Icon, though that's her favorite one. And those, you can buy those in my drops. So if you want a pair like the ones that Rhea wears, they are available for purchase.
Have you seen more feedback and attention after she's worn your glasses?
The Rhea Ripley effect is real. Every time she's posted me, I've gotten hundreds of new followers, including several amazing wrestlers. I had Shotzi follow me. I recently sent her some Sunnies. I had Liv Morgan follow me, which is crazy. She's amazing. Sol Ruka just followed me, it's so funny because I just love her look. And I was saying to my husband, I need to get Sol Ruka in these, and then literally a few days later,
I need you to start manifesting for me because you say something and it just happens.
Something's
Do you know
going
the lottery
on.
numbers, the winning lottery numbers, girl?
I wish I did. I think it's only specifically applicable to wrestling. But yeah, it's been really cool. And also, not just wrestlers, but other like alternative models and influencers who really understand the brand and fit the brand. So it's been so cool to have her share my brand with the world. And it's very generous of her. Somebody like that with that kind of a platform, you don't have to do that. You could use your platform for anything. And for her to elevate small businesses like that is really, really amazing.
Let's manifest a little. I know you don't need help manifesting, but let's manifest a little. I ask all of my guests this. What is something you are currently manifesting for yourself or for your company?
Oh, man. I have a very simple, it's like a mantra or a prayer. And I say it every time something good happens. And it is, thank you, more please. And I say it every time something good happens. So somebody cool follows me on Instagram. Thank you. More, please. I sell out a drop. Thank you. More, please. That's me telling the universe, I'm so grateful for everything you've given me, and I can handle more. I can handle more. So I think for me, I am manifesting more please of everything that's come to Sunnies, because we've only been around since April of this year. We're not even at the year mark. And it's been such an incredible ride that I just want more of that. I want more people to find me. I want to sell bigger drops. I want more people to wear them. I want to see them on red carpets. I want to see them in photo shoots. I want to see them more on WWE. And I'm just manifesting more, and I can handle more. That's what I keep telling the universe. I can handle more. Thank you for what I have. More, please.
I feel like the universe is listening.
Yeah,
so buckle
me too.
You mentioned your Black Friday drop. Are there any other upcoming drops, markets, collaborations that you would like to share with us?
On the 28th, which is Black Friday, I'm doing 72 pairs, my biggest drop ever. And that'll be my last drop of the year. I'm not doing any in December because we're going to be in England for half the month. That's where my husband is from. So we're going to be traveling back there. So I won't be able to do any drops while I'm overseas. But the Black Friday one is the big one. 72 pairs. I've never done that many before. I was having some little Shopify glitches happening in my last drop, so I'm a little bit nervous about this one, and I'm hoping that everything goes really smooth. But it'll be huge. And because it's so big, I think that hopefully everybody who wants some Sunnies can get some. And it's a really great opportunity to shop small for Christmas gifts.
Absolutely.
I can't express to people how important and what it means to small businesses when you purchase our product as gifts. I had a guy at the market that I did last week sneak over to my booth and say, do you remember which ones my girlfriend tried on so that I can buy them for her for Christmas?
Oh, how cute.
Which was amazing. And it makes me feel so good to know that at Christmas you're going to open up a gift and it could be my Sunnies. Like that is just, that would make my whole life. So I'm hoping that we get a lot of Christmas shoppers on Black Friday.
Well, thank you so much for joining me here on Wrestling Winedown. Where can the listeners find you? Where can they buy the Sunnies?
You can find all of the details for all of my in-person pop-ups on both TikTok and Instagram. My handle is Sunnies For Sinners, all one word. That's all together, and it's the same handle on both platforms. Those are really the only two major social media platforms that I use, and it's very easy to find me if you search for the name. You can find a link to my website on there. That's where I do all of my drops. I give a ton of previews and reminders before drops. So if you're following me, you'll see it in my story. You'll see it in my grid. You'll see my face every day until I'm annoying you. And even then, I'm going to yell louder because no one else is going to yell about it. So I have to.
Yes, and I'm going to go check my mail, girl, because I have a pair in my mailbox and that I need to go grab.
Oh my God, I cannot wait to see those on you. They're going to look so amazing.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Wrestling Winedown. You can find all of our other episodes available wherever you listen to your podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. We are on Twitter and Instagram at WWDCAST. We also have our official merch store, which you can find at shop.wrestlingwinedownlv.com. Let us know what you thought about this episode. What was your favorite part? Until next time, enjoy your wine and, of course, enjoy your wrestling. Cheers!